Yeah, and we are back with our 15-minute drawing book. So how did we get on with lesson 1 and our strawberry plant? So yeah, I ended up okay. I was quite happy with it. With the camera off, I want to say, so off camera is the right thing to say. I had a bit of a practice on the opposite page, and what I discovered was instead, I know the book said to use a coloured pencil to do the sketching, but I just felt an ordinary pencil, which is quite light, this is a 2H, I just felt I could maybe sketch a wee bit better with the normal pencil. The coloured pencil doesn't give you the chance to kind of scribble a wee bit, if you know what I mean. So that was something that I'm going to change going forward. I'm just going to use a normal pencil instead of sketching with the coloured pencil. I just found it easier. And then I did some wee bits of practice, some repeat, just to see if I could do any better. I don't know that I did, but I was happy just to have a bit of a play on the opposite page, just so that I had things in my head about trying to make certain shapes and the leaves and whatnot. So yeah, so that's what I did. So we are on lesson 2, project 2, citrus. So an orange and a lemon. So step 1, sketch out a very simple orange and lemon. Focus on the round shapes of the fruit and the leaves. Add some leaves to the top of the orange to provide some contrast when it comes to colour. Alternatively, trace the template on 229. Okay, so this lesson, this project, I think is more about blending the orange and the lemon together. So, yeah, this should be fairly straightforward. I mean, can we draw a circle? Maybe we can. We'll give it a go. I was so happy that the felt pen didn't come through the page. That's what made me think, right, I can use the opposite page, because I thought if it had gone through, I wouldn't be able to use the 2 pages, but this is nice and thick, so it didn't bleed through. Happy with that. Right, so the other thing about the pens that I used last week, which were like these kind of felt pens, these Stabilo ones, and the nib is really hard, and when I was colouring in, I felt that I was leaving lines. So I have switched to try my Kuretake. These are still felt pens, but they're soft brush tips, and I think these might be a bit better. So there's also a cheaper version of these from Amazon called Bauer. These are still brush tips. They are just like the dupe, if you like, the kind of cheaper version of the Kuretake. Yeah, but I've still got my Ecoline brush pens with the big nib. We used them last week as well. So I've got my oranges and my lemons and my green in both sets. See how we go, oranges and lemons and greens. But first of all, we need to sketch this out. So sketch out a simple orange shape. Let's see if we can get all this in the camera. Right, we'll start with an orange. A circle. Yeah. See, that's what I prefer about the pencil. It's just much smoother to go on, I feel. So there's a little stalk, and then we've got one leaf. Let's see if we want the leaf to end there, then we're doing a kind of cloud shape leaf, if you know what I mean, like little see, this is when it gets a little bit trickier. Don't think I did that all that well, but we'll We'll leave it like that for a first go, and then the other leaf is behind it. That's a better one. It was doing that underneath bit. Maybe if I turn it upside down, I can do it back the way a wee bit better. Yeah, it'll do for a first go. Right, so the lemon is more elongated. So we'll do half of it first. So maybe that kind of shape, and then there's a wee nubbin, for want of a better word. A wee kind of there, and then now that's quite a skinny lemon. Let's see if we can fatten it out a wee bit. That's better. Yeah, that's not bad. Maybe about there. Don't want it too round. We want still a lemony shape. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Right, so for step 2, next blend yellow and orange markers together for the orange, which is such a nice effect to illustrate something that could look quite flat. You can find some tips on how to blend on page 13. I left the lemon as a block colour so you can see the difference between the two effects. So we're adding yellow and orange to the orange. I'm going to do yellow first. So there's that yellow, and I don't know, well, that's more of a mustardy colour. Let's put that to the side. And there's the Kuretake yellow, which is a brighter yellow. I think I'm going to go with this one for the yellow. So she's got yellow and then more kind of orangey in the middle. So we'll add the yellow down kind of either side, and then we're just going to blend that orange in. Let's see what the orange is like. Yes, that's a nice orange. I've got this as well. That's darker. Let's use the paler one first. And then I think what you do is you go back to the yellow and just kind of pull that orange out a bit. And maybe add a wee bit orange down that side there. Yeah, that's okay. Maybe it needs a little bit more orange because that yellow is really quite bright. And I think with these pens you've got to be a bit speedy before it dries so that it blends. Whoops. Because these are water-based, these pens. And I think maybe a wee bit up there, just so that there's not a line up there. Yeah. What do you think? Happy with that? Right, so the lemon, she said, she just says something, I left the lemon as a block of colour, but it doesn't look like it is. It doesn't look as, well, we'll do it lemon and see how we go. It just doesn't look like a block of colour on her drawing. So I think we're going to go and add just the tiniest bit of orange, I think. See how that's much better. Okay, I like that. Right, so the leaves. Using 2 different shades of green, show that one leaf is behind the other. Add the stalk using a brown marker pen. Right, brown. That's a kind of greeny brown, that'll do. So we've got a stalk there, and the darker green and a pale green. So we've got the pale green, which is that, and then there's that, and then the darker green, that's olive green, that's a green. Now, have we got another green? There's a deep green. Is that the green I had in my hand? There's this green here. That's paler. Let's do the back one this colour. 40 shades of green. That's what they say in Ireland, isn't it? It's 40 shades of green. That's very pale. And then we'll try this one for the front. Oh, I've got a wee here. Don't know if the brush on the pen's molten or if it's a dog hair. That could go either way. I'm not sure about that leaf. Go more of a point. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's not dried. Right. And then add some shadow. Add some shadow to the orange using a cool tone marker pen. Let's move the book out for now till we read this. Using a cool tone marker pen, add any shadow that might be there, whether it's from the stalk. Right, so she's added a little bit there. Or where the light isn't hitting this, I have used a blue pen to add the shadow. I love how you can still through. So she's added shadow there and there. Right, so shadow. Let's get back to our book. What have we got? A kind of blue-grey. That'll do. So a little bit of shadow. Oh, that's very dark. Let's see what we've got. Light grey. What's this? That's a better colour. So a little bit of shadow there and a little bit of shadow here. And again, I think we could blend that with the yellow. And just pull that out a wee bit rather than have a line. Yeah. Okay, so that's shadow done. Add further details using coloured pencil. Oh, it's a heavy book. Add further details using coloured pencil. I added some texture to both the orange and the lemon using a colour similar to the base layers. So I didn't want them to be too obvious. I did the same on the leaves. Added some dots to each fruit. Right, some dots and some lines on the leaf with a pencil. So using a similar colour, but she's used the orange, I can see. So an orange pencil. So these are Prismacolor pencils. Right, okay, that seems good. And she's just put some dots. I see her orange is much dark. Theirs are very, I like the shade of the lemon, but the orange is very yellow, isn't it? I'm thinking maybe that orange should be darker than that. That's that. I'm going to try and make this a little bit darker. And that's better. Yeah, that's more orangey, isn't it? That's better. Right, okay. So we actually used that orange. Yeah, not the one above. Okay, where did I put that pencil? There it's there. So some dots, well, some tiny, tiny lines. That's not going to show up on that. Oh, it does a bit. It does on the paler bit. Can we see that? Yeah, that's okay. And then it will definitely show up here. So just kind of yeah. Now it's hard to know what colour she's used for the leaves there, because it sort of looks like a bit of a beigey colour. Let's just do a dark green. Try this one. Yeah, that would seem okay. Add further. I did the same on the leaves. So just lines. That just looks like lines. I don't know. I think I want to go over that with the green again. I suppose it does add texture. Now I've made the two leaves the same colour. See, it's the leaves that are going to be problematic for me. I'm quite liking this and a bit of this. These leaves are needing practice. I need to practice my leaves. So anyway, that was quite a pleasant go at an orange and a lemon, don't you think? So I know there's a couple of folks doing this alongside me. They've bought the book, so yeah, that'll make me continue with it as well, as hopefully each Thursday comes along and we've got time to do a little bit of drawing. So how long did that take us there? Wait till I look at the time. That was 19 minutes, so say 20 minutes, and it's supposed to be a 15-minute, so we're nearly on target for doing that. And what I'm going to do is, like last week, I'll stamp out the date and the name of the project, and then I'm going to have a bit of practice on the opposite page, especially I think like my leaves. I'm just not good with those cloud type. I'm making clouds instead of leaves. They're more pointy. I think she's got them more pointy than I've got them, and more distinct, but it's not all that clear. Just add detail using coloured pencils, but I don't know, it just looks a bit, oh, you know, she's put a different wee shade of green in between. I just noticed that there's a different wee shade of green in between the two leaves, so maybe that would differentiate better with the two leaves. Anyway, that's not showing up right. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I can do more practice here before next week, and let's look ahead. Oh, a daisy. Oh, and more leaves. They might actually be easier, just swirls. Here's hoping. But anyway, a daisy next week. Good. Okay, so that's me for today. If you've enjoyed the video, a thumbs up would be great, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.